What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 28 of the Art Meets Culture podcast. I am your host, Ade Sanusi. Today's episode is going to be a phenomenal episode. It's with an amazing artist from Philly called Chuck Styles. We go in on this one, I tell you that for free. We literally go in, talking about, his come up, his story, but then we start to have discussions about the current situation in the States right now, and what's going on in regards to George Floyd. It's been a crazy week, and it's been an eye-opening week to seeing who the allies are, who are not our allies, which is clear to see, who's supporting for clout. We're seeing so much at once, and it's pulled everybody's emotions everywhere. It's definitely pulled my emotions everywhere in terms of, what am I doing? What are my next steps towards building, towards making sure our people are safe, our black men are safe, our black women are safe, women of color are safe, men of color are safe. All these situations, have come to my mind, and I definitely know right now, from now until forever, it's just about being strictly purposeful. I don't care about doing things on a clout basis. I hate all that stuff, period, anyway. But now I know, if we don't start doing purposeful driven things, we're lacking behind. If we don't start obtaining wealth and power and knowledge, we will always be behind. And I want us to move forward. I want us to equip ourselves with the best information possible. I want us to learn. If we do encounter anyone who still has that racist mind, tell them about themselves. Be direct. Don't be fearful because it's your job or anything like that. It's time to not fear no more. We have to be direct. We have to say, yo, that them things can't run. None of those things can run. And that's the focus. As to the white audience who listen, who's a part of the fan base, if you don't know, don't rush out there and start saying ignorant shit. Just say you don't know and educate yourself. Netflix have blatantly provided you enough footage and content to understand certain things. YouTube has provided you enough content to understand things, understand why as well. And if you don't want to go through those certain mediums, ask a friend. Ask a black person who's your friend. Say you don't know. Understand these things, because those are the important things you need to understand. Our struggle has been real for over 400 years. And we as a people are going to change that. So I salute everybody who has attended the riots. I salute everybody who has given donations. I salute everybody who's signed petitions. I salute everybody who's looking to come up with a strict plan in order to move forward. I look at these things every single day, from your Twitters, from your YouTube, from your Instagrams, and I see the outpour of support, and it's beautiful. But it's also tough, because myself and others, people of color, have to witness this shit daily, of us proving that we're humans, us proving that we matter. But fuck that, we do matter. We matter. And we matter because that's what we're made of. We're made of something special. We're made of something epic. So nobody can take that away from us. If you fear us, if you're in fear, you better overcome that fear with knowledge. And if you don't want to overcome that fear with knowledge, you can go find an island somewhere and stay there and build your own little land. Don't take someone out because you hate them. Don't take someone out because you fear them. You only fear what you don't understand, and you only fear what you can't conquer. Shout out to Nas. And if that's the case, you need to get over your fear. Because, bro, I tell you this for free, whoever's listening, you know, if you still got a problem with it, if you got some racism in your soul, you better flush that out. And the reason why you should flush that out, because you don't live a long life like that. It's disgusting. It's nasty. It's terrible. It's sickening. And you need to step that up. Stepping up in knowledge. To my black men, bro, like, you guys, listen, I love you all. Don't ever feel as though you need to be in fear for anybody. We are all kings. To my black women, I come from a black woman. You are all queens. Anybody who comes from blacks, mixed race, everything, we come from the essence. We are the essence. We are the essence. So salute to all of us, man. From African heritage, from Jamaican heritage, from African Americans, from everyone around the world. Salute to us all, man. Salute to us all. Salute to us all. Information, if people want to also, you know, sign petitions, find out where they can do donations and everything like that, you can do that on blacklivesmatter.carrd.co. So check that out. Links in my bio, actually. So you can definitely check that out. So support. You know what I mean? Shout out to John Boyega as well. You know, he did an amazing speech. That was extremely brave of him as well, because, you know, you see that he wasn't fearful of Hollywood. You know, some people may have feared that situation and feared that if I go out there and do all this and say, you know, F this, F Disney, F Universal, whatever the company may be, or F Hollywood, which he said, you know, they feel as though their job's on the line, but he did that fearlessly, and I salute that. So salute to you, brother. You know, keep fighting the good fight on that side. You know what I mean? Anybody who's stepping up in that realm, it's amazing. So salute to you. I think hopefully I haven't rambled on too much. I'm just speaking from an emotional space. You know, it's been, you know, mentally hard, just seeing these things, but hopefully, you know, we'll progress from it, and push on, because I just believe we're just going to be powerful out of this, and I want us to continue. We know exactly what we need to do. Keep applying pressure, keep being on their necks. You know what I mean? Keep pushing, because it works. After this, we need to work on our mental. After this, our financial. After this, our takeover, our power, our rebuild. You know what I mean? So, yeah, salute to you all. But yeah, happy birthday, Chuck, as well, man. It's his birthday today. You know, so it's great that this episode is coming out now. So happy birthday to you, brother. Chuck, you know, it's I can start now. He's an amazing human, man. You know, we had a powerful conversation, and I love having these powerful conversations. You know what I mean? It's always good to know, you know, our supporters from the other side and let them know what's going on in stateside. So it was great to have, you know, some energy from that. But he's a legend, you know, a top family man. You know, we used a lot of basketball references in this conversation, so if you're a basketball fan, you'll definitely love that. But yeah, this episode is for me, it's from my soul, man. You know what I mean? It's from his soul as well. And you know, we speak clear and dominant on everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was the most, like I said, it was the most organic conversation we've had. You know what I mean? You probably heard a couple pauses because it was just loads of thinking, but also natural talking as well. But yeah, man, I definitely want to get into it now. I want you guys to listen on. I don't even know how long I've spoken for. I just zoned out and spoke. But yeah, if you are subscribed to SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, you know, give us a like, give us a comment, you know, show your support and love. We salute you all. You know, this is going to be an amazing episode that you're hearing. You know what I mean? I'll let you know when episodes come out. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do a lot behind the scenes to make sure, you know, we're more purposeful than ever. Because that's the goal, you know, it's always, you know, purpose, but now we're definitely going to be heavily purposeful. But salute to you all, love you all. Make sure you keep fighting the good fight, you know what I mean? Black lives matter, Black lives matter, Black lives matter. I want to keep repeating that, Black lives matter, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thumping my chest, like, I feel like this is what it is. Like, I love you guys, man, down to the bottom of my heart, man. We got to keep pushing, keep doing purposeful things. Chuck Styles, happy birthday again, salute to you again, you know. But yeah, man, you can hear me, I'm just want to give that energy that I have right now to everybody, do you know what I mean, who's going through anything like that. So yeah, let's get into the episode. You know, he's definitely a man who puts his money where his art is. He's invested in himself and he's invested in these people, man. So definitely put your money where your art is. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. I don't want to say good because of what's currently going on, but you know,
Right.
yeah, I'm focused. I like to say that, you know what I mean? I'm focused, more focused than ever. But how's things going with you on your side?
You know, me and my family, we are good, physically, you know what I mean, financially, but emotionally, you know, it's a lot, man. It's
Yeah,
a lot.
it's massive. It's definitely massive. But thank you for coming on board on the podcast. Definitely appreciate it. It's you know, been a long time since I've sent you requests. But
Yes.
you know, you've been super busy. But you know, after what's going on and you know, knowing your art and knowing what you represent, I said, look, I need to get Chuck on so you know we can talk about obviously your journey, how you started, but also you know talk about this current situation and how you know it's impacting you and what you'll be doing moving forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. So you know, tell the audience who you are. How'd you get started into art and everything like that?
Well, thank you for having me. My name is Chuck Styles. I am a professional visual artist representing the Philadelphia area of the United States. I've been doing artwork since as early as I could remember, about like 3 years old, drawing on my bedroom walls, not getting in trouble, fortunately, because my mom saw, you know, a talent in a young kid. And from there, I've kind of just practiced, honed my craft, and it's taken me through some incredible journeys. I've only been doing art full time, supporting my family for about 5 years now,
Amazing.
and it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing. I mean, you know, entrepreneurship and being a full time artist does come with its ups and downs, just like any other profession. Starting off as an entrepreneur, but it has been an incredible journey so far.
Amazing. Now that's big, and it's always a positive thing to hear that you know art is now the main you know driver for you and your family now. Do you know what I mean? You can use the money to support them as well. Because you know there's a lot of starving artists who that's their dream, even to you know to support their whole family on you know their talents. Do you know what I mean? So definitely that's a massive blessing.
Thank you. Yes.
So growing up in Philly, you know, how did your area, your town, help inspire you in your creative process?
Well, growing up in Philly, Philadelphia breeds some incredibly talented individuals. Everything from music to movies, television, and visual arts. I mean, you know, some of the world's biggest talents come from Philadelphia. Will
Mhm.
Smith, Kevin
Yeah.
Hart, Patti LaBelle. You know, you name it. I mean, the problem with Philadelphia is that we have this underdog mentality because we aren't, you know, like a New York City
Yeah.
or Los Angeles. So we don't have, like, we have the talent, but we don't have the the national platform to, you know, help get those talents to where they need to be. And
Hmm.
and so you grow up in Philly with this underdog mentality of like, I know I'm good. The world just needs to see me.
Yeah.
And so it creates that hunger. And honestly, I believe that if you can make it in Philly, man, you really can make it anywhere.
Oh, for sure.
Because Philly's a hard city, man. Hard city. We don't care about celebrities. We don't care about we don't care about the glitz, the glam, none of that. We just care about your heart, and if you're real, and if you for the people, and if you have that, then really you can take that and be good anywhere. So
Oh,
I'm
for
I'm
sure.
thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful to be you know, a product of the Philadelphia area. I try to give back to Philly as much as I can. Um, and yeah, that's what I got to say about Philly, man.
No,
Shout
it's
out to
good.
Philly.
Yeah, man. It's positive. You know, as an NBA fan, you know, I love what your team's doing as well. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And also, you know, the talent that you've produced, you know, they've made noise in their careers, like massive noise as well. You know, the people you mentioned, Will Smith and Kevin Hart, two amazing individuals as well. Um, you know, I read you in your bio, you was a barber as well. You went to, you know, barbering school. And my barber's always telling me that he can draw. I've never seen it, but he says, if you're a barber, you are an artist. And I
Oh
said,
yeah.
you know what? That makes so much sense because what you have to do for someone's hairline, a fade, and
Oh
everything,
yeah.
you know what I mean, is skills that he has. He said, look, I can draw anything. I'm like, okay, cool. So definitely
Yeah.
reading that, it just reminded me of my barber. You know.
Yeah, man. Just make sure he don't quit barbering like I did. You know, you'll be out of a barber, bro. I tell you, man.
Yeah.
Barbers is wicked, man.
Hmm.
Wicked.
No, for sure, for sure. You're the one of the youngest in your siblings, right?
I'm like the middle. I'm right smack dab in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. How is the dynamics in your home? You know, how is creativity in that household?
Oh man. Probably had one of the best childhoods, man. I had a mixed family. My mother married my stepfather when I was about like 3 years old.
Mm,
So I was introduced to my step siblings at the earliest age of 3. So
mm.
I mean, I don't even call them my step brothers and sisters like that.
Okay.
That's my brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
he came in with 3 kids. My mom had 2 kids at the time, and then, you know, they together had a child of their own, which is my little brother Jesse. And
mm.
so in a house full of 6 kids,
Crazy.
I mean, we were like the Black Brady Bunch, just you know, just a little bit more hood. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, you know, plenty of plenty of stuff that we used to get into that we shouldn't have.
Yes, you do.
Plenty of entertaining ourselves with creativity and just games that we will make up. I was able to be a kid,
Mm.
and I think that's what I appreciate the most. I was really able to just be a kid. I
Yeah.
had older brothers and sisters that I could run and tell, like, yo, such and such hit me. And they would come out and we all be out there as a family, like, you
Yeah.
know, like, yo, who hit my little brother? And then I would do that the same for my little siblings.
Mm.
And it was, I love them. You know what I mean? They support me throughout all of my endeavors, barbering, my art. They're always supportive. It has definitely been a pivotal experience on why I am the way I am, the way I care for other people, the way I, you know what I mean, try to always give back to, you know, communities and families that don't have much. Is I'm a product of just my childhood and having, you know, a mother and a stepfather and brothers and sisters that we were all just kind of like, at the time, I didn't know we were poor. You know, you don't know you don't know that you're poor until you're older. But at the time, I didn't know what being poor was. But it was definitely like some of the best times in my life, even with, you know, a household that was falling apart. You know what I mean? The roof caving in, and you know what I mean, our front steps like crumbling down, and basement floods, and you know, man, you talk about it. But it made me who I am. You know what I mean? And my family and my siblings, I'm very thankful for.
No, that's powerful. And, you know, you even mentioned, like, you know, you don't even know that you're poor because you're just so in the moment, and it's just massive love all round. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's your riches in itself. Do you know what I mean? And you had everything you needed. You know, so that's beautiful to hear.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No worries. Representation. You know, when I see your artwork, it's like you're painting the most powerful imagery, the most powerful people, and everything, you know, comes with a message, especially for our culture at this time. You know, how important is representation for you? And, you know, why do you do it in your art?
Man, thank you so much for that question. I'm not gonna make this story too long, but man, okay. So when I stopped cutting hair, I wanted to be an artist full time, and I knew I had the technical skills, but I didn't have my voice yet. I didn't have my voice. I was still coming out of the barber world where everything was cool, everything was trendy, you know, and I didn't know how I wanted to communicate as an artist. So I spent a few years just kind of dibbling and dabbling in different collections. I did one collection that was just like kind of birds and expressing my creativity, and then another collection that dealt with finance and money, and so I dabbled in all these different, you know, aesthetics that necessarily weren't representative of me and my culture. It just was cool art.
Yeah.
It just was cool art. And for lack of better words, I was catering to the white audience that I thought would buy art. And so I started doing shows down in Miami for Art Basel, and I'm going down there very overzealous, sitting there thinking that, you know, oh, well, my art, it looks good.
Yeah.
It's really high quality, and it's all hand painted. I want $20,000 for it. I want $15,000 for it. And when me and my team would shop around my artwork to some galleries and, you know, some of these shows, a lot of gallery owners said, "Well, he's good, but what is it saying?" I don't know the artist by just looking at his work. I'm not getting a sense of who he is. And that, brother, I'm not gonna lie, man, that struck a real major chord with me. And it really made me dig deeper inside and say, you know what? They're right. You know what I mean? I'm not putting who I am in the artwork.
Yeah.
You know, and so I started to say, you know, all these pieces that I've done to, you know, appease, you know, the white audience and the white gallery owners, and, you know, these 1%, you know, these 1%ers that buy high-end artwork. It's like they don't represent me and my culture and my family. And I started saying, what artwork do I want to make for myself, that when I die, my family can be proud to inherit the estate, my kids can be proud to run my business with my
1000%.
artwork. And once that switch flipped, it was over. Like I didn't see any other path but just creating from my heart, creating from my experiences, creating from a place of, you know, wanting to inspire my kids, my mom, my wife, my community, you know, people that support me from the very beginning, those that can't afford $10,000 paintings but only could afford $150, $200. So I said, you know what, let me create artwork that represents us. And it was very important for me to create artwork and make it affordable. That's why I really do promote my canvas prints, because I can't create for the people and not have art that they can afford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? you know.
1000%.
So that was, long story short, how I've come to just find my voice and create the artwork that represents me, our people, our culture, and hopefully this art can survive and live way beyond my lifetime.
Yeah, no, 100%. I believe your art is gonna just, like, even when you had that, someone put the Colin Kaepernick imagery in the
Hmm.
protest, and it's just like
Yeah.
you didn't even intend on that happening. You didn't deliver it to anyone to do that. Do you know what I mean? Someone just
Yeah.
felt this is important. This is the message I want to bring out, and bam, it's out there. So
Mm,
now you're almost having pieces immortalized in history. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
Which you wanted, which you've always, dreamed for, and now it's actually happening.
Yes. Yeah,
You
man.
know, um, you mentioned that the current family that you have, and you obviously want to be a beacon of inspiration, to your kids, because if you're not, who else is going to be? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Why is that, important for you to be the beacon of inspiration for you and your family?
Um, it's important because I want to break generational curses.
Mm,
Like I said, growing up, you know, 6 siblings, dilapidated household, roaches everywhere. You really you don't get a sense that you're poor
no.
when you're a kid, and so for me, I just kind of said, and I know this is a popular meme. I know this is a popular meme, and I hate to sound cliche, but it, it it goes something like, if you don't have any millionaires in your family, then you be the first one.
Mm,
And that's just something that it's like, yo, man, my family has never seen, you know, uh, what success looks like from following your dreams.
mm,
You know,
yeah,
like I stepped out on faith and said, I'm gonna be an artist, and nobody else. I'm not to say that nobody believed it, you know what I mean? But it's I don't fault anybody for their disbelief because
yeah,
they never really seen it happen.
yeah.
It's like, it's like coming from the hood, coming from the ghetto, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be president. If Barack Obama said that,
Hmm.
living in Chicago,
Yeah.
people was probably looking at him like, yeah, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like real nonchalant. Not to say that they were wrong for not believing, but it's like on paper, statistically, it's very slim chances of that happening. So for me and my family, I'm just like, you know what? I want to show my family that it's possible, um, that our freedom to live and have a life of abundance is possible.
Yeah.
To be able to have the time to spend with your kids and not have to worry about somebody firing you,
Hmm.
or your sick days, or holiday pay and all that. I don't have to worry about any of that. I'm fully independent of all those restrictions. I'm independent for my own thoughts and what I speak up against. I was just telling my wife last night, like, man, I feel bad for those that have an employer who is
Hmm.
white and who have a company that they work for that's predominantly white. And right now they feel conflicted to speak
Yeah.
up because they might lose their job.
Mm.
Like,
So true,
so
man.
for so for me, it's like that's why the mission that I'm on with my artwork is important for me to just, be that individual for my family, so I can show my kids, my daughters, you know what I mean? Like, look,
Mm.
there's other ways for you to be successful, for you to be independent, for you to be able to walk in confidence and stand in the skin that you're in. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
and be proud of who you are and
Mm.
unapologetic as well. Um, and I think that's why it's important for me. I mean, even my mom, I mean, I get called from my mom and she says how she's inspired by
Wow.
me. And I'm getting so many older relatives, which is really humbling to me because I I pay all the respect to, anybody that came before me that
Yeah.
helped me become the person that I am. And when they turn around and say that they're inspired by me, that, that almost brings a tear to my eye, because I'm like,
Yeah.
man, you used to help me ride my, learn how to ride a bike. You know what I mean? Like, and in a nutshell, I think that's why it's important to me, because I want to show my family that it's other ways to follow your dreams and be proud of who you are and walk tall and in confidence with who you are.
Definitely 100%. And it's always amazing to have, the older generation call you and say they're proud, because obviously in their eyes, they just want you to be safe,
Right.
have a job, and, build for yourself in a great way, because they just know, oh, we just need to make sure he's okay. Are you okay? Okay.
Yep.
But when you've taken the risk to do art, to them, it's kind of scary. It's like, is that secure? What's the structure behind it? Because it's not as clear as being a lawyer or being a doctor. It's so unorthodox. It's almost scary to them that, is he going to survive out of this? And when you do pull through, they're like, wow, it's so amazing to see. It's almost, not to compare it to, like, Obama being president, but someone said, you want to be president? Yeah, let's see if that's going to happen, in this current America. And then when he did it, it sends chills down your spine. It's like, I like you as me as a black person, if someone says, oh, I could be this back then, you'd be like, nah, the current system won't allow you. But he beat the system. Do you know what I mean? And he beat a system that maybe your older family members thought that this is the system, this is how it goes. You need a job, you need this to survive. And then you beat the system, you beat the current game that they knew. Now we're in a new game now. So, it's beautiful for them to see. And, I can definitely understand why they're inspired as well.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, even hearing you talk about the Obama situation, that gave me chills just thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're in the UK, and I mean, things that happen in America definitely ripple throughout the whole world.
I tell you this for free. We're feeling everything.
Yeah.
Even from back in the day issues. Like if they're showing us, what happened in, the 60s, during slave trade, it's like we feel everything. It's like I'm like Nigerian descent. So I'm like, there's no like slavery pattern in my lineage, but I feel it when I've known that people from my country, my continent, have been taken out of their will into do this. And then when we see it on TV and you're asking like, why did it's almost like you want to ask, why did us as Africans let that happen? Do you know what I mean? There's so many questions that come to your head, but we definitely feel every pain from your country, even though we even go through our situation, like the current riots right now. When we had the London riots, it was the same situation. A police, killed unarmed black man. They shot him, and London just went crazy.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So now when I'm seeing, I'm like, listen, you got to let this one ride out because this is serious. Do you know what I mean? But driving to this current situation, currently right now everybody's doing a blackout for today. A lot of people had mixed feelings towards it because they felt as though putting a black square, is it drowning out the actual message? Because I was speaking with my brother today, he was just like, we need to keep showing everything because it's almost like we're blacking out everything. So when you do search for the term Black Lives Matter or anything of importance, they're just seeing black squares, and it's like, are we hiding the message? So we can support the Blackout Tuesday, but still we need to start gifting information towards people. Jim, I saw it on your story, and now you're pushing the correct information. So how are you currently pushing on this today?
I mean, dude, first of all, this podcast right now today, it was perfect timing, bro. Like, I know that we tried to do it before. It was meant to happen today.
1000%.
I initially, and my wife, she chewed me out a little bit this morning because I acted off of emotion this morning with my post. And I wasn't trying to damn anybody. I just wanted clarification
100%.
because I wake up. Well, no, first of all, I went to sleep around like 2:00 in the morning. So I saw when the initial black squares went up at 12.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a lot of context. It was just, we're going to put this black square out. We're not going to post. We're going to stand in solidarity. And I slept on it. And then I wake up this morning and I see more black squares. And what I was seeing was I was seeing a pattern of people putting up black squares without any context.
Yeah.
And so that started to, frustrate me. Then I go on Twitter and I see another black unarmed man was killed in Louisville, and he was a black
the chef.
He was a barbecue restaurant owner that was giving away free food, bro. And so when I see the black squares in the same timeline as this happening, I said, no.
Yeah, it's triggering.
These black squares ain't the answer, because there's critical things happening every hour. And I acted off of emotion when I made that post. I didn't mean to trigger anybody. I just was passionate in that moment. Now, what I come to realize is that there's a lot of subtext that's not being said within these black box posts, which is no, continue to share information, continue to share positive information, along with the black post or black box. And I'm not one to sit on my high horse. I'm not Kanye. I'm not one of these, high profile people that don't engage and admit their, that they were misinformed.
Yeah.
I spoke out to those. I said, thank you for the information. And I corrected my actions.
Yeah.
Because I think overall, I don't want to be divisive. I am in solidarity. I'm very passionate, and I just want people to be aware of everything that's going on, because, like I said, we over in the United States, today is a big election day. It's a major election day. So when I see a whole bunch of black squares on my timeline, and I'm like, yo, it's a lot of people that don't even realize that probably one of the biggest electoral days to like help get Trump out of office is today, and y'all are picking today to go black on the timeline. So I think my post got lost in translation. I deleted it. I made some corrections, because ultimately, I do want us as a community all around the world to just stay informed, and just have all the information, not just a trendy black box with no context. I don't want that. You know what I mean? But if we do share with the right message, the right information, and so that everybody can move appropriately and accordingly. So.
No, I definitely, hear that. I even, understand, your frustrations in regards to seeing the black boxes in the first place, because right now, and I've screamed about it like all last week, over the weekend, and I'm just like, yo, what are we gonna do to get this man out of office? I'm from the UK and I want him out. I wish I could vote. I swear to you, it's like I wish I was, because there was, I think one time, it was years ago, where I was in my aunt's house in Houston. She was like, "Oh, do you want Houston citizenship?" And we got a Houston citizenship card. In my brain, I've been begging my mum, could you please find this? If it needs renewal, I'll renew it today. Just for that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, what do we do to get this man out of office? I've seen videos of how even the political structure works. It's not even let me vote for this person and he's out. It's literally funding of this man by big corporations. And it's like, there's so many things we need to battle on so many levels,
Oh
from,
yeah.
you know, us empowering ourselves and becoming
Yep.
the millionaires we need so we can start
Oh
funding the right people in office. You know, I mean, even from our country as well, we need to do the same thing.
yeah. Right.
And it's like, what are our next solutions? Because right now it's like, put it so, I don't want none of my people or any human beings to get killed when this guy, hopefully he doesn't decide to bring military action in any state, because I think that's just
It's too
crazy.
late, bro.
Like,
No, it's too late. It's
it's
too
already
late.
happening.
Dude, I'm in Philadelphia.
Hmm.
There's a tank at the top of my mother-in-law's block, bro.
Wow.
There's a there's a tank, bro,
Wow.
right in front of the Wendy's. Man, it's too late, man.
So like, even like hearing that, I'm just like
Yeah.
if these ain't signs for anybody to be like, yo, are you really co-signing this energy from this guy?
Mm,
Like, if you are, please, that
bruh,
side. But if you're not, let's let's start strategizing like in the
bruh.
right way. I think I was talking to one of my guys and I was like, look, there's no excuses. There's no excuse for no information no more. We have all the information we need that comes from the internet,
Hmm.
books, and everything like that. It's now having the bravery to come together, to learn, to build in our careers and build that wealth, to start
Right.
moving like a unit, like moving like a true corporation, you know, and moving in Black excellence to get situations like this stopped. Do you know what I mean?
Right. 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 And I mean, and even with this whole Blackout Tuesday, and I'm really just trying to wrap my mind around effective ways that this can work. And it's just like I'm seeing a couple posts that say, we won't be doing business today,
Mm,
and things of that nature. And in my mind, I'm sitting there like, well, if you're a Black business owner, wouldn't you want to do business? Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just like cutting off your nose to spite your face just never seems like a logical reason for me. If anything, Blackout Tuesday, let's post Black businesses. Let's keep promoting Black
Yeah.
businesses, because those Black businesses, they need the most help out of. I mean, come on, bro. We got, man. It hurts my heart, but bro, we got white supremacists that walk around in their towns and their cities with like military grade weapons, bro, and
It's
they're
exactly what
able.
my friend was saying. Like, he was like,
Oh,
how can you get military grade weapons next to the chicken now in Walmart?
right,
Do you know what I mean?
dude. And
Mm,
it's like, bro, like I'm not trying to go super militant or anything like that, but them M16s and them ARs, they not cheap.
mm,
They are well funded. You know what I mean?
yeah.
When these regular Joe Schmoes is walking up and down the streets with military grade bulletproof vests in military grade weapons, that stuff is not cheap. So
Mm,
for me, it's just like you said, we need to empower ourselves financially
mm,
if we even going to be a contender in changing certain things. So it's just
yeah.
like the whole message of, oh, well, it's just for today. It's just for today. Blackout Tuesday, just for today. No businesses, don't promote your business. I'm like, what?
Mm,
No. I want, man, look, let me tell you this. Since the quarantine COVID situation, I've probably spent close to $1,000 just supporting my art brothers and sisters from all over the country, just buying prints, buying shirts, buying whatever they had.
yeah.
Because it's just like, nah, man, I'm going to specifically like support my brothers and sisters, because now is more important. It's more important time now than ever.
Mm,
So I'm not going to say, oh, don't promote your business today or don't take any sales today because it's Blackout Tuesday. No,
yeah.
no. Get your coins, stack up, because that we got to fight them financially as well too.
Mm.
You
Hello?
know?
You good there, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just to piggyback off, what we have to do, find them financially by empowering ourselves and getting our money up. Not to say we're the next politicians in terms of what we need to do next, but what do you believe that needs to be done next for us to even, compete, as you said, for our futures? Because, you've got kids, I plan to have kids, and I'm going to bring him into a world where we can say this shit is history. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And, I don't want this I don't even want this to be their future. Do you know what I mean? What can we do, ourselves, to help that?
Mm. Man, that question is 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 no one is never a single answer.
Yeah.
The traumas that we face as just a whole diaspora is like, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure over in the UK, y'all face racism just like any other country all over
Yep.
the world.
Yep.
The thing with Black Americans, in particular, though, is that generation after generation after generation, we've been hit with major traumas. Whether it's the civil rights movement, whether it's the Vietnam War and Black soldiers coming back and being, strung out on opioids and heroin. And then you got the crack epidemic. Then you got the gang wars. Then it's like, bro, every single decade, it's a different trauma that cripples us. So it's never just a single answer. But what I can say is, mental health, it's got to be important to start with the mind, because no matter how much success we get, no matter how financially, empowered we get, our mental needs to be, we got to unravel some of these traumas. We got to work on some of these, generational curses. And it starts with mental health. I strongly believe that, if more Black people were to get, mental health help, we would be able to solve a lot of problems that are toxic, that we, we practice toxic, we practice toxic behaviors on ourselves and on other people because we don't deal with a lot of underlying traumas.
Mm-hmm.
And that just continues to cripple a lot of Black people all over the world. And I think that, it sounds corny, but a lot of us need to go see help, mental health help. Because I think once you start working on the mind, you can start transforming everything else around you.
100%. And you even mentioned trauma and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure, like, you've walked around, in parts of your life where you've just know that, there's a bunch of people there. We can't go around that hood, so we always got to be on our toes. Like, I went to Bali with my girl, and we were on the island, and there was a bunch of people coming at us, a group of guys. And the way I clinched her and the way I made sure she was good, they just came to us and say, "Are you guys safe, or do you need any directions?" I was like, "Oh, we're just trying to get to our hotel." They showed us where our hotel was, and I was just like, "Yo, I think I've got some trauma in me." Like, because that's not normal for me to be just scared at every corner. Like, I don't know it. You don't acknowledge that it's fear, but it's an automatic thing that you do. That's just like, is this, trauma? So definitely conversations need to be had. Obviously there's like a big stigma on mental health, and, people don't want to come across as, they think I'm crazy. Do you know what I mean? When it's not the case, it's like, look, we need to get you help, make sure that you're good, because if we need to take it to the next level, we need everybody at the strongest mental capacity, and the strongest mind. So then when we can equip you with new knowledge, you're powerful with us. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
You know, because it's clear to see that if your mind's fucked up, they're happy about it. And if
Yeah.
there's more weak ones than strong ones, we need everybody to be strong, you know, for
Oh
the
yeah.
entire fight.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, and just to talk about mental health, I mean, when you look at these cities and you know, a part of me is just like, come on, y'all. The people that are criticizing the looters and the people that are creating vandalism, I just be sitting there saying like, yo, y'all not understanding where that's coming from.
Exactly.
You know, y'all not y'all are. I see people say things like, "Oh, I can't believe they did that. Y'all got to do better." That's speaking from a place of privilege, as
Mm-hmm.
as a coming from a place of you are mentally strong enough to make better decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Others are not, and it's not entirely their fault. I mean, come on now, we have people that are living in areas that are under-resourced, undereducated. They have violence, you know what I mean, violence and crime in that neighborhood on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
COVID is striking that neighborhood at a higher rate. You have the quarantine that has laid off a lot of people. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, yo, what is that doing to their mental health,
Mm-hmm.
bro?
Exactly.
Like, what do you, and on top of the icing on the cake is murder after murder after murder for consecutive weeks and nothing is being done. So
Mm-hmm.
now you have a system that is saying, well, we don't give a fuck about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a group of people that say, well, we don't give a fuck about none of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm saying the mental health of it, you know,
Yeah.
is very important, because I can only imagine what those people mentally are going through. I mean, and let's not even talk about some of these people that living in houses where domestic violence is happening, or their parents aren't really there because they're out, you know what I mean, still trying to be out in the streets,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. It's so many layers, and that's why I say it starts with the mind and mental health. You know what I mean, help has to be on the forefront of, you know what I mean, how we change.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And mental health help does not mean, oh, I'm schizophrenic or I'm crazy. No,
Yeah.
it's just that the way you operate might not necessarily be conducive for your life.
Mm-hmm.
Let's unpack that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. No, you're totally right. And that's something you know, I definitely support, and always, you know, even now, like gaining the knowledge to be more purposeful in what I'm doing is
Mm-hmm.
something that's it's just sticking with me. I always knew that, you know, that I wanted to do stuff with more purpose, but things like this just awaken it just a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cool. Now it's like I want to take it to the next level, but I don't feel like you know, I need to make sure, one, I'm right, and two, I need to arm myself with the right knowledge. So um yeah, man, the mental health thing definitely is a key thing, because we want to gift this new knowledge to people, and making sure, you know, we can come together on this,
Yeah.
you know. You know, we're seeing a lot of people, you know, dedicate their art and drawing, you know, key pieces for George Floyd and everything like that. I had a conversation with one of my friends. He loves it on the George Floyd side, but also he doesn't want everybody to immortalize the killer. I can't remember his name. I don't want to remember his name. But we don't want to immortalize him and make him a key piece.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, um,
Like Zimmerman.
yeah, exactly that. Like, you know, how are you, you know, feeling with everybody, you know, doing these amazing pieces currently?
I mean, you know, honestly, I love it. You know, I kind of joke. I had this conversation. I had this conversation with a group of people that I think, okay, let me take it back. When
Mm,
when Pops when Pops died, John Witherspoon, when he passed away, and I was probably one of the first artists to, you know, release some artwork. I caught some flack from this one art platform, basically, you know, trying to villainize me and say, you know, I was wrong for doing tribute art so fast, and he just passed away. And I
Mm.
said, how are you, making me feel bad because I'm showing my support for an actor that I love.
Yeah.
I grew up watching the Wayans brothers,
Mm.
Friday, all Soul Plane, like all these movies that he made me laugh. How are you trying to, condemn me for that? And
Yeah.
so I made a joke. To a bunch of my friends, and I said, man, if I die, please paint a picture of me and throw me up on a t-shirt ASAP.
Mm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I believe that that's the biggest form of love that you can do,
Yeah.
is, just commemorate somebody and share their energy, to as many people as possible.
Mm.
Um, me personally, I don't like doing pieces like that, because my audience has kind of like come to kind of like see that when I do artwork, it's available for sale.
Yeah.
So what I try not to do is I try not to do these memorial pieces of people, because I I don't want to sell it. Like I did the group image of Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice,
Hmm.
Eric Gardner, Mike Brown, all those, and I still not have made that available. And I get weekly requests of, yeah, when you release it, just let me know. And I'm like, no, that piece is not available for sale. I do not
Yeah.
want to profit off of, our fallen comrades. Like,
Yeah.
so for me, I personally take myself out of that equation, just so I don't have to constantly turn down requests of, oh, are you going to make it available for sale? It's
Mm.
like, no, I do not. But I commend all the other artists that are, just showing their tribute and keeping these fallen, victims alive.
Yeah.
Um, and to that cop, I mean, oh man, it's unfortunate that um, George Zimmerman is still walking around here free. Um,
Mm.
that's painful to, just still live with that reality. But
Yeah.
as far as this cop, I don't think that anybody will remember his name, because he's already, been convicted. Um, he won't have the opportunity to gloat
Yeah.
and showboat like George Zimmerman.
Mm.
That's a whole nother topic, the George Zimmerman situation. That just kind of shows you where America stands as far as like their value for Black lives,
Yeah.
and those that take it away. So,
Yeah.
but that cop, I don't think he's going to be able to get that type of satisfaction. I don't even remember his name. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
that's a good thing. Even the other cops who are around him as well. Um, I don't even remember their names, but hopefully justice will be served
yeah.
when it comes to the time. A question ran up my head. Yeah, even us talking about immortalizing our fallen comrades. I think that's like a great thing at the end of the day, because the countless lives who are probably not even remembered by some, even from history, like
Mm-hmm.
nobody could have painted who they were. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, we know it's happened, but now we can see it's happening. You can see the impact it's having worldwide. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Seeing pieces from around the world and seeing that energy, because you then realize, people are on what we're on. Do you know what I mean? Love, unity,
Yeah.
and everything like that. So it's definitely, great to see. Um, how is this now? Well, how's it affected you in your next step, the next stages of your career?
um, I think since, if we go back to, um, when I first found my voice,
Hmm.
um, and making that decision to create from my heart for my people, it was just me thinking, with the mind and the heart of an artist. And I said, yo, I love Black people. I love us. I want to paint and create dope images of us, all shapes, all sizes, all walks, from all over the world. And that's where I was at that time. And now with everything that's going on is really making me realize the extra responsibility that I have as a voice that goes beyond just artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't really know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I just know that I got to do what's in my heart,
Yeah.
and I I got to fight for what's right and what's wrong, and especially at the detriment of our people. And so when my supporters, kind of like look for my post for me to say something or post something, I understand that that is my responsibility as an artist and as a vocal, artist as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so as far as the future, I mean, I'm here to serve. That's that's pretty much, my responsibility, and I'm okay with that. I'm here to serve.
Yeah.
Um, if my artwork is meant to inspire, meant to uplift, meant to educate, meant to, you know, pose as a voice during a revolution, then so be it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it because that's that's what my that's what our people need the art for. So,
Mm.
um, you know,
Yeah.
time will tell. But like I said, I'm here to serve the people. Because I understand the responsibility that comes with representing us,
Yeah.
even off the canvas. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great energy to have. I definitely aim to mirror that, knowing that, I'm at service to a lot of people, helping, which is a big thing for me now. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Knowing the knowledge I
Yeah.
have, based on my career, it's like, what can I do to now, assist better? Do you know what I mean? It's all good taking the shots and getting them in, but now
Yeah.
it's just like, I want my assist to be a little bit higher. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right.
so
Right.
it's just like your art piece is assisting in energy and making that travel around so many lives, you know what I mean? So, and art is a beautiful medium that someone can draw it. You feel the colors, you feel the imagery, do you know what I mean? Even putting a dashiki on Colin Kaepernick,
Mm,
all that stuff, that's just energy. And you're gifting that to a lot of people who need it right now. So it's
thank
definitely
you.
beautiful, man. It's definitely beautiful, and I
Thank
applaud you
you.
for
Thank
that.
you. And
um
and let me just say this. Last year for my Black History Month collection, that kind of like spawned the Colin Kaepernick with the dashiki, the Tupac with the dashiki, the Sade with the dashiki. I have a lot of Native African friends,
mhm,
and one thing that I wanted to do with that collection in particular was be a bridge to Black Americans and people from the native land of Africa,
yeah,
because there's so many times, and like I said, I have Haitian friends, I have African friends, and I mean I've just always saw myself a part of their tribe, like you know what I mean, just like I know that Black Americans, we kind of do our thing our own way, and you know sometimes there's a disconnect, but for me with that artwork, I just wanted to like show like, yo, man, Americans, no matter how American,
mhm,
we try to be, it's like, bro, we still come from the same group of people. Like, you know what I mean? When I put that dashiki on Tupac, yeah, Tupac he's one of the best rappers to ever live and die. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Represented West Coast to the fullest, but don't forget, he's African American, like African emphasized. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Um, and I wanted that to really just kind of drive the point of like we are all just from the same cloth, and
mm,
and create that conversation between Africans and Black Americans, because you know there are conversations that still need to be had, and just more unity, you know what I mean,
yeah.
as well. So
No,
yeah.
100%. Um, what would be your advice to, artists coming up now? I mean, before, I would say that the dynamic of, coming to the art game, let me draw a couple of celebrity faces and, hopefully get noticed. But now it's like it's driving towards, I need to start doing things with meaning. What advice would you give to up and comers right now from art?
Mm. Um, Advice that I would give to up and coming artists right now is, number one, and I just had this conversation last night with one of my good friends. He's a music artist.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what medium you decide to use, whether it's visual art, music art, writing, directing, you have to do a temperature check. You have to read the room. You have to do a temperature check, and that will help you connect with the people. I've seen so many artists that are still selfishly posting their art that might have been trendy before this climate change. And I understand that, Bugs Bunny with some Jordans might have been the thing, a couple months ago, but that's not where we at right now.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's not where we at right now. Um, you have to read the room. You have to do a temperature check, and understand that if you do not want to be purposeful with your post, then I would suggest you just do not post, because it will fall on deaf ears. If you can read the room, modify whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're a writer, a visual artist, a musician, if you want to contribute to what the people are feeling, you must read the room and act accordingly. Because if you do not pivot, I mean, me and you've been using basketball terms this whole podcast.
Yeah,
If you
for
don't
sure.
pivot, if you don't pivot and
Yeah.
adjust your shot, it will get blocked or you will
Mm-hmm.
airball.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my advice that I have. Because what you want to do as an artist is you the ultimate goal as an artist is that you want to put out artwork and you want it to resonate with the people.
Mm.
I think that's the most gratifying feeling that an artist, it strives for. Is just that feeling of connectivity, and you have to understand what the temperature is like in that room with the people, if you're going to create anything, and be purposeful. So yeah.
Nah, beautifully said, man. But bro, man, thank you so much for, coming on
Thank
the
you.
podcast. It's like I said, it's been a minute, but
Yeah.
timing is everything. We
Nah.
found a
Thank
great time
you.
to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. Nah, this was an excellent thank you so much. All the way across the pond, as y'all
Yes,
say. You
sir.
know what I mean? Like, yo, thank you so much, man.
Nah, mad love. And definitely, I'd love to have you on again, to have further conversations about things, see how your progression. And hopefully you can come down to London. We'll do a show together, get your art down here.
Hey, dude, I would love to. London, trust me, London is definitely on my on my to must to visit
Yes.
list when this whole thing settles down. I love y'all over there, man. Seriously, I got a lot of got a lot of cats over in London that are heavy supporters. Thank you so much, man.
Yes. No worries, bro. But then again, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Please stay safe. Bless up, man.
You too. Take care, man. Blessing.
Peace.